Kyle, you're a native Charlottean, deeply involved in the community. What is your reaction to the news of Border Patrol operations in the Queen City?
Well, I wonder if our local government elected officials had been stronger on public safety in Charlotte, would Charlotte have taken a center point in the idea that immigration enforcement and border patrol needs to come here in the first place? So I've got to question whether or not, if we were more serious about safety for Charlotteans, would we be in the limelight of federal enforcement of border patrol and immigration tactics?
Yeah, it's one of those questions where leaders and constituents and just regular everyday people are asking why here. You have these big cities, L.A.,
Yeah.
Chicago, and now Charlotte. Is the administration trying to make a statement of some kind?
Well, Charlotte isn't as small as we think it is. It's actually a larger city than San Francisco. And with all the violence that's been going on in Charlotte across the summer and the 200% increase in murders in the uptown area, we've taken center stage for the unsafe nature in the city of Charlotte. So, I mean, if you're going to be on a national scene for, disorder and streets that people are afraid to walk down, you've got to expect some type of enforcement coming from the federal government.
Sure. With CMPD just releasing their third quarter stats saying that violent crime is actually down, and we're on pace with the size that we are. Don't the argument being that aren't we just kind of falling in line with a normal, everyday big city?
Well, overall, crime might be down, but violent crime in the center of Charlotte is up over 200% since this summer.
So, what do you think needs to ease some of the tensions, ensure that public safety is a priority here in Charlotte?
Well, I think our mayor and other civic elected leaders need to take the citizens of Charlotte's safety more seriously, and that would get us out of the federal attention and allow us to do our own work here in the city of Charlotte, and we wouldn't have federal oversight. You may already know that the Fraternal Order of Police has asked for National Guard presence as well as 3 members of Congress. So I'm just thankful at this point that we're only getting border protection and patrol enforcement in Charlotte and not full on National Guard.
Sure, sure. Yeah, we've heard from Pat Harrigan saying that this is, he's calling for it along with the FOP, and Representative Ralph Norman, of course, out of South Carolina, saying, hey, this is actually a great thing for Mecklenburg County. You obviously agree. And on the other hand, Democrats saying that we're lacking communication with the federal government, and we can take care of our own. What do you say to that?
Well, if you look at the sheriff's department that's not willing to enforce or work with ICE and Border Patrol, it's no wonder that they're here.
So, as far as working with the federal government, and other people are saying that we're not hearing anything. We want to cooperate, but there's no communication. Just let us know who you're targeting. We want to fight crime if there's crime to be had, if indeed there are criminals to be targeted. And so, what can you do now as local officials and leadership to ensure moving forward this is a safe operation?
Well, if you recall, when Sheriff McFadden ran against Sheriff Carmichael, one of the key points that Sheriff McFadden said that he was going to do was not cooperate with ICE. So for all the years that Sheriff McFadden has been in office, he has not been cooperating with ICE. So had we been cooperating all along, or better yet, had we done a better job protecting our borders over the last 10 years, would we be in this predicament now? And I think the answer to that is no.
You have some small businesses and have worked in low-income communities. Are you hearing, or what are you hearing from people in those communities about what's happening?
Well, the immigrants to this country that I know are happy that enforcement is going on because they believe that enforcement of our immigration laws upholds the rigorous entry that they had to go through, and it makes the time that they spent trying to come to this country legally And it makes them feel like those people that have sidestepped the immigration laws that are being picked up now by Border Patrol are people that have lessened the value of the immigration process in which people are required to go through. So generally what I'm hearing is positive things in regard to the Border Patrol presence.
And, I know you emphasize love and compassion for all and local leaders calling for everybody to stand together. So now, what is your message to Charlotteans?
Well, I think the message to Charlotteans is President Trump ran on a secure the border platform, and right now he is fulfilling on his obligation to the country to secure our borders. And that doesn't necessarily mean just at the ports of entry or just at the borders, but that also means cleaning up the problems that we have allowed to happen over the many years that we have had a unsecure border. And unfortunately, because of an unsecure border under President Joe Biden, we've all become a border state.
And Kyle, I asked this of Commissioner Susan Rodriguez earlier. Now that we're here, now that we're seeing evidence of what's happening, some encounters with some agents, and then the protests, which seems peaceful, how do you move forward here? How do we come together now and make sure that we are, again, feeling safe and staying safe?
Well, I think naturally, we feel for anybody that's impacted by the enforcement of the laws, but regardless of how we feel for them on a personal level, a country is made up of borders and it's made up of laws, and we have to respect those laws in order to respect the sovereignty of the country and the states in which we're a part of. I think if Sheriff McFadden and whoever else may become the next sheriff, I think if we can work together with federal law enforcement, ICE, Homeland Security, Border Patrol, we would see a lot less federal presence in our city.
Kyle, is there anything else our viewers should know to help us understand the situation?
Just that if you are a legal immigrant to the United States, you have nothing to fear. If you are a person that should not be here legally, then I would recommend that you start trying to go through the process to become a legal resident. Don't overstay visas. Make sure that you're doing what you should be doing as a guest here in our country. And remember, immigration and working in this country is a privilege, not a right.
Kyle Kirby, chair of the Mecklenburg GOP, appreciate your time and weighing in on Border Patrol in Charlotte. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.